Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another recipe for adventure. My name is Freebowitz, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Sai. Sai, say hello.
Bonjour.
I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it this time because you did technically say hello, just in a different language. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Mm. It's been a while since we've had a video, and I'm glad to be back. And there have been changes, in case people haven't noticed. Some lovely, beautiful changes. Sai, do you think our viewers will notice what those changes are?
I'm not sure. I can't see it at the moment from my point of view. So if I can't see it, it technically doesn't exist.
I mean, your eyes are bandaged, so yeah. You've got another four sets. How does that work? Like anatomically? How does that work biologically, anyways?
It just allows me to see from multiple different points of view. I like relying on the main one, but it's kind of sealed away at the moment.
So as you can see, we're now PNG tubers. It's fantastic. But anyways, as always, we got to start this off with a question. And the question is, and I do like this one. Sai, as a DM, have you ever introduced a throwaway NPC that the players just latch onto? And if so, would you please describe this NPC?
Okay. I've watched. I've shot out a bunch, but I think the one that I think immediately came to me would be Podun.
Who is Podun? I don't think I've played
You would
in
have.
this. I did?
Yes. Yes, because it was in the same campaign in which you played Senlin Garn. If you remember at one point in time,
Hmm.
uh, so I should give some explanation. I'm using like Chinese names at the moment because I was doing a campaign set in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era.
Hmm.
At one point in time, there was a battle happening, and villages were being used by the enemy faction. One of our players, um, he was basically like the like the leader of the party's faction,
Mm, mm, mm.
fought one of these villages who put up an amazing fight.
Oh, no, it's coming back to me now. Yep, yep, yep.
Yep. And so they're like, hey, he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, it's just a random villager. Po Dun. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, Po Dun, it's obvious that you're being put in a situation where you're literally being thrown away to die. Why don't you come join us and live a better life? And all of a sudden, I have this little villager guy who's getting a training arc before he eventually becomes like a valued teammate and like a general of his own rights.
Mm, mm, mm.
Because yeah, that was literally a case of like he's literally just a he was the villager that rolled well that day.
We literally did the meme thing of NPC, we're adopting him.
Yep.
And he was basically a DMPC after that, kind of.
Yeah.
And like the fact, oh, I do
But I
remember now.
remember that campaign. I remember that campaign a lot because the party kept asking me what was this person's name a lot.
All right, now to share my character. Um, this was a joke character. I hope everybody's seen the Lego Movie, and if you haven't, you're missing out. There's a character called Benny, and he's all about spaceships, right? I decided to take that idea and apply it to trebuchets. So I had a random adventurer because all the players were adventurers, and there was basically an army of adventurers hired to uh, fight a bunch of undead. And he was just one of the background adventurers. I'm like, oh, that's the trebuchet guy. He builds trebuchets. He's really good at it. And the players, we all joked about it. It's like, oh, he's like the spaceship guy from Lego. Trebuchet, trebuchet. You get the idea. And we all forgot about him. And clearly that wasn't the case because near the end of the campaign, Sai here went and said, hang on, if we're fighting an army, we might need siege weapons. Why don't I go and find and hire the trebuchet guy? And at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, he's a thing, isn't he?
Yep.
It was a throwaway joke, but then Sai's like, no, he's ours now. And he hired him.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even think of anything. It was just, you find him and you basically give him a reason to build the trebuchet he's in. Like, all the other NPCs that the players were, like, hiring or, like, recruiting to be part of the army to fight, like, the big bad evil guy were like, alright, you've got to do this, or you got to prove yourself, or you got to pay us all this money. No, trebuchet guy was like, I'm in. Just because I literally couldn't think of anything else.
I mean, it's just one of those things, right, where most of the time players forget half the things that you speak about.
Yeah.
Every now and again, though, a player will remember something very esoteric.
And it pays off.
Yeah.
So hopefully when you're DMing and you're doing this campaign, you will find a NPC that you really like, or maybe the players will really like, and you will expand on them or bring them back and such like that. We won't give you every single option. I don't think any module can do that. We can just give you essentially the main route and like the broad strokes overall. I mean, I guess we can do more than that, but it's very difficult. And it would be way too long. You can't plan for every eventuality, is my point. So, where are we up to? We are in, I forgot what this place is called.
Well, we just traveled offshore.
Yeah, this is...
to head to the island.
Ah, right. Castronopolis. That's the place. Yeah. And the reef is called the Captain's Grave, or the Rainbow Shield by the inhabitants. Mm-hmm. And with a bunch of fish people. Okay, hang on.
The Sahuagin.
Sahuagin, that's right.
Or I just call him Sahuagin. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's meant to be pronounced. I am going to default to saying Sahuagin because that's how I am used to saying it.
That's fair. I haven't really used them much in my campaign, so I'm not beyond like Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not too familiar with them or in how to use them and such.
So there will be obviously some people who will obviously notice as like they see them. It's like, okay, they look very suspiciously similar to like the Tritons. And, we've already used a Triton in Verdos.
Really? Wait, I thought Sahuagin were like more fishy looking.
They are more fishy looking, but they're similar. The picture of the Sahuagin that I have on the token is a lot more fish-like, but the best way to differentiate them from, say, Tritons is that they're a bit more bestial in nature, and in particular, they are more shark-like.
More shark-like. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to mute one of my friends for a bit so they don't keep popping up on Discord. Alright, so more shark-like. How do you spell Sahuagin? I'm pretty sure it's written down somewhere.
It is spelled Sahuagin.
Gin. Okay.
It is literally the top token currently in the journal on Roll20. But yeah, the Sahuagin, the Sahuagin, but yeah, they're more shark-like. In particular, they are known to worship a god known as Sekola.
I'm just going to point out, this looks nothing like a Triton to me. Like
this picture, as I said, this picture is very much more like bestial than like the typical Sahuagin that you'll see in other things. Also, Sahuagins, some of them will have like forearms and stuff.
I think it's also because their mouth and teeth are like more monstrous than compared to Tritons.
Yeah, they are, as I said, they are more shark-like. They are more monstrous. Um, so yeah, the typical image.
They have shark telepathy? That's a thing? Wait,
What is there a problem?
no, there's no problem. I didn't realize this. I thought these was like CR2 creatures at most or something.
Well,
Oh, no, they're
yeah,
CR half, yeah.
yeah, they could talk to sharks. Now, note, most sharks aren't that strong either.
I guess, but like, this is actually. I'm looking at the stat block. It's not too shabby at all for something of that
Now,
challenge rating.
now the cool thing about the Sogan is technically the blood frenzy.
Hmm. I do like that. I do like that.
Yeah,
Just
because
inbuilt
that
advantage.
that that is the same thing that sharks have, by the way.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So you can imagine, like Sahogans, like you can look at their stats. They've got decent intelligence. They've got decent wisdom, but they have a savagery that comes out in the presence of blood.
Why doesn't Mr. Bitey have blood frenzy?
I think it's because of the particular type of shark he is.
That's a bit of a shame, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Poor Mr.
I
Bitey.
Yeah, he just gets pack tactics instead, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure that sharks have blood frenzy. Unless I've been giving my sharks blood frenzy
I
because
mean,
of the
even if they weren't supposed to have blood frenzy originally, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, just because of like the fluff. It makes sense to me.
yeah. Okay. The reef shark that Mr. Body is doesn't. It has pack tactics instead.
Yeah.
The hunter shark and the giant shark do have blood frenzy.
All right. Would you like to put in a couple sharks around into the reef, please?
Ooh, some sharks into the reef? Sure.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna quickly refresh. It's quest number 4. Players should be level 3 by now. After they go return to the Goblin camp, yada yada. The Diva Dream tells them to get the new ingredient, Phoenix Feather. A Sawagan priestess has it, and they've got to travel there. So if they use the boat, they will eventually get to the Rainbow Reef, Rainbow Shield Reef. And depending on what kind of boat they're using, they'll either be laughed off and allowed entry, they'll be boarded and attacked, or just boarded for a very tense, what do you call it? Diplomatic talk.
Exchange.
Exchange, yes. So let's throw in some Suagan as well. So we want this fight to be what's the word? Intimidating, very tough even, but we don't necessarily want it to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like unbeatable. I want the players to have a chance of at least beating them and such like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So to that aspect, I should probably not have too many actual sharks on this map. I think like maybe 2 reef, maybe 1 hunter, and some Sahagin. Let me think about that. So the reef sharks are CR1 half, which is the same as Sahagin.
mhm.
Hunter shark is CR2. So yeah, having just one hunter, the big shark boy.
Oh yeah, that's pretty intimidating already.
Yeah, and like in particular, right? The the hunter shark isn't necessarily going to be attacking people who are on the boat per se.
No. What I would like to do is that is to have the Sawagan use the hunter shark as a vehicle essentially, and the other 2 sharks like escort it. So when they emerge from the water, they see like originally they see a dorsal fin, and then like the
Mhm.
3 Sawagan emerge on top of the shark, and that's when they sort of like start boarding. Because the Sawagan obviously wouldn't have boats, but I can imagine them using the shark as their steed, as it were. So,
Yeah, and like if they're coming with sharks, right?
mm-hmm.
Typically the Sahagin will be using like spears,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
but I imagine if they're riding on the shark, they probably are using both hands to hold on,
Or even
and
just
so
one hand, and then like the
or,
other ones
or, or
goes
one
in.
hand, yeah. But I could imagine that this fight will be slightly different in that the Sahagin will be attempting to pull or push people into the water
Yeah.
so that the sharks can actually get to them as well.
Mm.
And so that's going to make for a really kind of interesting, tense encounter. Because theoretically, all you need to do is defeat the three Sahagin and be in the boat.
Mm.
But these ferocious guys can like try to drag you into the water,
Mm.
at which point you're free game for the sharks.
Oh wait. Based on how big the hunter shark is, I kind of want the hunter shark to also like ram into the boat as well to like capsize it.
Um, yeah, no, I think it can attempt a shove attempt against the boat.
Mm-mm.
Um, if the boat is of a small size.
Mm. I like the
So
rowboat.
yeah, so the hunter shark has 18 strength. It's pretty strong.
Oh, I think he'd still try to ram the bigger boats. It just
Yeah,
wouldn't be as effective. So I think the hunter shark can attempt to ram the boat to either capsize it or to unbalance everyone on it. The DC is 14 plus 2 for each size category larger than the rowboat. Actually, no, because you mentioned it was 18, right? So that's plus 4. Okay, yeah, DC
yeah.
14 plus 2. So rowboat, actually make it hard. So 16 for the rowboat, 18 for the keelboat, 20 for the sailing ship, and 22 for the longboat.
Like it's ridiculous if it succeeds, but I could imagine the full-on like diving shark leaping under the water and like hitting the mast
mm, mm,
with enough force to tilt the boat.
I will say, like, if the hunter shark beats the DC by 5, it will capsize the boat. Otherwise, they. How do we word this? Like unbound.
Uh,
Do you have the Slate Town? I'm on the Slate Town Quest section, Google Drive doc right now. If you've got that.
Slow quests, yeah. What I would suggest is wording it as that each creature on the boat
Mhm.
must make a DC, say 14, 15, like dexterity check, or move 5 feet in a random direction and fall prone.
Mm. Otherwise, each creature on the boat must make a DC 15. Did you say?
Yep.
Dex saving throw or just check?
Saving throw.
Saving throw or move in a move 5
5
feet
feet
in a
in a random direction.
direction and fall prone.
And note in brackets, this can cause you to fall off the boat.
This can cause characters, creatures, sorry,
Yep.
creatures to fall off the boat. Okay, so it's a bit wordy, but it just says the Swagan during the fight will try to push the players into the water for the sharks. The hunter shark pushes it for sharks if said players are next to the water, because otherwise I imagine
Yep.
if it's a big boat they'll just do normal attacks.
Yeah.
The hunter shark can attempt to ram the boat to either capsize it or to unbalance everyone on it. The DC is 16 plus 2 for each size category larger than the rowboat. If the hunter shark beats the DC by 5, it will capsize the boat. Otherwise, each creature on the boat must make a DC 15 dex saving throw or move 5 feet in a random direction and fall prone. In brackets, this can cause creatures to fall off the boat. There we go. I think that's good wording.
Yep. It's like how exactly you determine random direction. We can leave up to you. I would use like a D8 or a D4 and be like,
up, down, left, right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense. So the point of this is to get him to Castronopolis. Do we want to make a map for Castronopolis, or do we just want to make it like a town that they happen to like come into and stuff like that?
I had the kind of like thought that Castronopolis possibly doesn't have like a proper town. I'm more thinking of it as like like not necessarily uninhabited, but like what creatures live on the island are a lot more tribal in nature.
Oh, so the island itself would be. Actually, did we determine that the actual island is called Castronopolis?
I believe we called it the island Castronopolis. Yes.
Yes, island with a reef off the coast of Slate Town filled with Swagan called Castronopolis. So the actual island itself is called.
Yeah.
That. Yep.
Yeah. Because like I like the idea of it. It's like probably because of the Sahagin, it's like you can't really set up a proper port because the Sahagin will be very
upset that they're
very upset. Yeah.
I'd like to imagine that Castronopolis, like from far away, it just looks like one giant slate rock sort of thing. But then it turns out like a lot of it is actually underwater and into the ground. So it's like a giant dried out reef.
Oh, are you thinking like it's like almost like the outside's like a rock, but the inside of the island's like valley?
Kind of like the tunnel system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That the Swagan live in. So it's like it's a fortress that it basically can't be penetrated without actually going through these tunnels and whatnot. And most of them are flooded, which, you know, to Swagan, they don't give a damn. They like it flooded.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to write that down actually. So quest number 4. So after the tunnel, because I want the tunnel to lead to the bottom of Castronopolis. Castronopol. I can't write right now. I can't spell. I am. Goodness gracious.
Copy and paste the word.
Yeah, that's basically the plan.
To be fair, that is a kind of harder to say word and harder to remember how to write word.
Castronopolis. Yeah, that sounds like something a Swagan can say easily.
Yeah.
In fact, it's easier to say as a Swagan for Castronopolis.
Yep.
What is with that? Castronopolis as an island looks like a large okay, wait. Looks like a gray slate island from the surface. Under the water, it is a towering mass of dead coral with life growing all over it. From far away, looks like a tree with the rainbow shield reef being its extended branches. So what do you think of that visualization?
Yeah, it's upside down tree, obviously. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Not even upside down, like the roots go into the ground and everything. But so Castronopolis has that. And what we want to do from here, so eventually I do want to have like a bit of artwork, like just a quick drawing or something like that
Mm-hmm.
of Castronopolis.
Yep.
Um, so basically, coral undersea thingy. I'll mock something up, Photoshop something together or something. Um, I might do something similar with Slate Town, although Slate Town, I kind of want to make an overworld map of Slate Town, to be honest, and
Yeah.
Castronopolis can be on it. And like Castronopolis on the Slate Town map will just look like a big, like barren slate island, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, like when you go down into, oh yeah, an upside down tree, but yeah, it has to go into the ground somehow. So otherwise, the secret tunnel wouldn't work. Do we want to work on the secret tunnel now? Actually,
Um, I think no,
no. Okay.
because I think because we do not plan for the players to know about it. This
That's a
is
good point.
this is wholly for a way back
Mm mm mm.
if they don't take the boat back.
Oh yeah, because the boat could get destroyed and whatnot. That's right. That's right.
And more importantly, what I would use the tunnel for as part of this current adventure
Mhm.
is this is how we can get some of the bandits to the island.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they can find out. It's like, how did they get here? That our scouts didn't find anything, and then it's like, oh, through the tunnels. They came through the tunnels.
Yeah, it's like because the boats, right? It's like if the island is very bare,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be very obvious that you are the only boat there.
Mm mm mm.
And as such, it's like, how did the bandits get here? Have they just been like abandoned on the island and just made their way into the tunnels?
Mm
No,
mm.
they have some other way here.
Okay. Guided onto the island. The player. In that case, I'm gonna actually make a point of mentioning that guided onto the island. It's very obvious that they are the only ones on it, and their boat, if it had survived.
If it has survived, not had.
Oh, okay, thank you. If it has survived, is the only one there. Players can also note that there is no other bleh, Suhagen around. Okay, so
They don't tend to do things above island.
yeah, exactly. There are, however, some caves in the distance. I'll say the near distance. Okay. Approaching the cave will reveal some Suhagen guards at the entrance, previously hidden behind the rocks and mouth of the cave. They can ask the players why they're here, and we'll let them into Castronopolis proper if the players seem peaceful enough. Alright, so what else do we want to do with Castronopolis? Because obviously they're going in and they'll basically get to like into the tunnels. Did we determine if Slate Town people actually traded with these guys? I don't remember.
Um, I believe there's I think we discussed that there's a somewhat um leave alone relationship. I think we were trying to go for.
That is correct. They tend to keep to themselves. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna change this. They're not gonna let them in.
Yeah, I think because like we want an adventure that takes 2 levels for exploring Castronopolis, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
So I think what we should do is kind of decide a an adventure flow for this section.
Right. Okay. Okay. Um, in that case, the guards they refuse entry to the players, saying they don't want to buy anything. Wait, no, hang on. I have an idea, and it's going to be the corniest one, but we're already
Okay,
doing
okay.
cliche stuff. Initially, while initially they will be hostile, but one of the Sahagin says something that makes the rest of them pause. If any of the players can speak Aquan,
Which we
uh,
could potentially have given access to them earlier.
exactly. If any, they can overhear the following conversation.
Yeah, because typically Sahagin have just their own language,
Mm-mm-mm.
but I can wholeheartedly believe that Sahagin could potentially know Aquan as well.
Mm-mm-mm. Just for the sake of streamlining things, I'm going to give them the ability to speak Swagan. So I'll have them say, "The priestess saw their coming. Look at them. It's how it's as she described."
Hmm. So we're getting a bit of guidance.
Exactly. So like the whole cliche thing. So the
Mhm.
priestess has had visions or something. The priestess foresaw the coming. Look at them. It's as she described. So like in clumsy common, one of the guards will lower their weapon, and approach peacefully and say the following words. If you wish to enter our home, you must slay a mighty beast that makes its home here on this island and bring its skull to us. There we go.
Okay. No, that's like a good typical thing because it's like either way, it's like proving yourself to them.
Mm.
And Sahagin are typically bloodthirsty. Um, we know thanks to their blood frenzy.
Mm.
And so the idea of you go kill something that's problematic for us, that's a way to prove yourself. And
Mm.
so it's like, so we get the little bit of like, if you know the Aquan, you find out that like the priestess knows of us, but if not, you have a bit of the guard, like the party come to the guards. The guards initially raise their weapons. I imagine the party will probably start to raise their weapons as well.
Mm.
And one of the guards is like, wait, wait, wait. It's fine. You're trying to enter, right? If you wish to enter our home, you must do something first.
Mm. But we
Uh,
do. I do want to make the order very clear. Like they do
mm,
say something in their own language first.
yes.
It's like
Yeah.
wait, guys, this might be the one the priestess was talking about.
Hmm.
And then Then they'll talk in common.
Yeah.
We can even do it in a funny accent. It's like, gentlemen, please. They might be the ones that the priestess foresaw. And then when
Uh,
they speak to common, then they're like, "Rah, rah, rah."
yeah, I love doing that, right? Where it's like
It's a very,
in
it's a very
in
common trope, isn't it? But it's like
it's fun
it's
because it's like
beautiful.
because naturally you are a lot more rugged speaking other people's languages. Like
Absolutely.
a language that's not your first is always going to be a little bit rougher than that. And like typically, Sahagin don't even bother learning Common,
Mm-mm.
and so it's expected that any that do know it is going to speak it rather roughly. And so
Mm-mm.
the idea is that for them, they have a very polite, genteel language while speaking in their own,
Mm.
and then it's just like this rough, like fishy mishmash. So yeah, no, I like that. I think that's fun.
I'm not going to list that down specifically. I'll just leave it to the players. But like anyone who's
Yeah,
watching this and wants to run this, this is what we strongly suggest. It's what we strongly suggest.
yeah,
Um, you don't have to. I mean, you can change anything and everything that you want, obviously, but strongly suggest, of course. Um, so, anyways, the map that we can make, I'm just going to make a new map. Add page. And I'm just going to add, it doesn't have to be a big map because like the Swagan can sort of, what's the word, direct players onto where to go. So they'll be like, oh,
yeah.
okay, we can go here. Let's just make it a 12 by 12, like arena almost. And I'm just going to insert a map. Let's just say the sea quickly. Basically water, and that'll be the backdrop. And then I'll put like the gray slate rock. Nope. Okay, hang on. Ocean. Let's just say water. Maybe that'll be easier. Ba-ba-ba. Searching. It's searching. Nope. Okay, this'll do. Big tile of water. Doesn't have to be perfect. Excellent. Oh, hang on. I've got to send it to the map layer. There we go. Even better. And then I want to have like some sort of slate rock texture or something. It doesn't really matter. Or maybe just a big rock. And then we can say that's part of the island. Yeah, so what I'll do after that is I'm going to retroactively then afterwards describe this place to the players.
Yeah. So we know we're heading here,
Yeah.
but what are we heading here for?
Is there, like lore-wise, does Sawagan have any like natural enemies per se?
Jusahagen? Their natural enemies, I believe, are like I think it's like Aquan elves and lizard folk.
What about creature-wise?
Um, in terms of creatures, I'm not too sure.
What
Because
about
yeah, most
what about sharks? Do sharks have any natural enemies besides dolphins? I want something that's like can get on land and off sea.
um, if thinking of something that can
What are those
kill
things?
sharks.
Oh, actually, what are those things that I can think of at least two creatures that do this? Killer whales, and I can't think of the other one, but basically both of them can go after penguins and polar bears. But mostly penguins, I'm pretty sure.
Like the freaking leopard seals.
Leopard seals, that's what they're called. Do we have leopard seals?
Uh, no. There is killer whale stat block. I don't know if it's a good idea. What if we think about it from a different perspective, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, is there something that can fly and swim?
Oh. What
So
what what level are the players at the moment?
they're level 3. I'm wondering if I could think of something that could like maybe doesn't necessarily live on the or lives on the island maybe, but like because like I was thinking maybe like a giant bear that could like dive into the water and like hunt sharks or something crazy.
Hmm. I wish I had the DMG on me. I mean, not the DMG, the monster manual. I've got a monster manual. I just don't know where it's gone off to because I think I've mentioned this before to everyone. I am moving houses, so like all my stuff is in storage. I do have the player's handbook on me. Do you want to like quickly go through aquatic creatures? Like, because the only other thing I can think of is a dragon, but obviously we're not going to throw a dragon at the players yet.
Yeah, no, I'm looking up things that can like swim, maybe fly. I what? So do you think? Do you want to do like one big creature that's like dangerous? Because I feel like one big creature that's like strong enough that it can actually threaten sharks.
Yeah, something that like eats sharks would be good.
Hmm. So I'm gonna try to aim for like CR3, maybe
Mm-mm.
4, because like that would kind of put it on a good level.
Mm-mm.
Um, see that can fly, so that would be a bit of a dangerous. Can't swim though.
What if it was like undead?
Yeah, that's why I'm like peeking through stuff, trying to find something that's kind of cool. Ooh, a
Mm-mm.
siren. That's the right level, but uh, the snowy owlbear is owlbear variant that's a bit stronger. Um,
Well, okay, while you do that, I'm gonna go
what about?
through the free uh creatures and stuff. Actually,
Yeah,
see if there's anything that's useful. Hmm. Because I'm not too used to like aquatic adventures and such like that. This is kind of a bit new to me. Like all I know about
yeah.
aquatic adventures is pirates and of course, um, krakens.
Ooh, ooh.
You found something good?
Uh, oh, that's from Tales from the Young Portal. Okay. Um, so I am using a accessible tool at the moment, 5e tools,
Yeah.
to look for something. And when I went to CR4, I found a couple of things that are pretty cool,
Mm-hmm.
all right beside each other. So one of them, giant walrus.
Oh, I
Next
do.
one, giant subterranean lizard,
Okay, okay.
and also giant coral snake.
Oh, giant coral snake. Um, do you have models for either of them by any chance? I mean, I've got some snakes here that we can possibly use.
Yeah,
So,
I don't have tokens for any of those, but I think that like that technically fits kind of stuff that we want.
mm, mm, mm.
Um, like because those are all like just like regular beasts you could find that could potentially have moved in and be a problem for the sharks.
I mean, I don't mind if they're actual monsters, to be honest.
Well, I'm also looking at like monsters as well, right?
Mm, mm.
Um, but none of the monsters I'm looking at aren't necessarily like perfect for the situation.
Mm. Doesn't look like I have anything for walrus, unfortunately. And there's nothing found on the web. I guess fighting
Yeah,
walruses aren't too popular,
uh,
so I
yeah,
think we
I'd
gotta
have to
go
get
snake.
stuff. Well, I was like, yeah, we could just do a stink, but like, it's not hard for me to make a token,
Oh, I guess not.
and technically, it's also not hard for me to get a token because 5e Tools has the official tokens that are used from the modules that they're from.
Ooh, neato.
So I can like quickly like get the token if need be.
Do you
Yeah,
want
no,
to?
I think one of these is probably the best bet. Uh, ooh, okay. There is one other option
Oh,
that I just noticed that
oh,
could work pretty well too. That is a bit more monstrous, but also could potentially fit. Have you heard of a chul?
that sounds familiar. A chul. How do you spell that?
Uh, CHWL. Might even be in Roll20, depending.
I'm gonna look that up. Chul. That does sound familiar. Oh no, I've
So,
misunderstood. No, I've
yes.
never seen a chul.
So, these are normally pretty deep down. They're normally deep underground, is where they normally live.
Uh huh.
But they are like, think like giant lobster monsters.
Oh yeah, no, I can see that. Ooh, I like them. It's like
Yeah,
Zoidberg, but like level 99.
yeah. So they've got pincers, but also like tentacles at their mouth.
Mm, mm.
Um,
Scary
yeah.
Zoidberg.
So, from what quick lore I'm looking up, thankfully these are from the actual monster manual. So,
Oh,
but yeah,
beautiful.
they're basically, oh yeah, oh, these are basically creatures that were created by aboleths. If you remember
Oh,
what an aboleth is,
they're the outsiders, right?
yeah, that live deep underground, that like weird like slug manta ray things
Yeah, yeah,
that can
yeah.
control like people with psychic powers.
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I like. So, what is that guy? CR3?
he's CR4, so he's tough. He's
Mm-mm.
armored, but like this is something where it's like the Sahagins, like it is like a lobster,
Mm.
but not.
Mm. Do Do you think a party of level 3 characters can take it?
Okay, so if we have a look at the actual stats for this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough fight.
Mm-mm.
It is not an unbeatable fight. It is tough. Um,
Do we want to
so
like essentially, you know what? The other guys don't speak common. Um, I'm gonna add some more wording to this guy. This thing.
mhm.
The beast lives north of here. Many warriors have tried to slay it, but none have succeeded. The thing's name is Deathclaw. Nah, that's too on the nose. Do we want to give this thing?
Well, no, not Deathclaw, Death Vice.
Oh, Death Vice.
Yeah. So I think this thing would actually make for a great boss fight.
Mm,
It's got like decent armor, like 16 AC is decently high at like level 3,
mm,
and it's got 93 hit points. So
mm,
this thing is like a full on boss fight by its own like by like its own existence. However, spellcasters might be able to get away with fighting this thing decently well because it's got low intelligence saves and low charisma saves.
mm.
So it is not great at resisting some of like some magics like banish and stuff, and 11 wisdom means control will get off most of the time. So like yeah, spells like that. So I think if you have an entire party of fighters, this might be a tough fight, but for a nice diverse party, this would be a dangerous boss fight, but doable.
We could make it easier by saying like, oh, the previous what you call it, the previous Wagon who tried to fight it did injure it, and reduce its health a bit. Like it's obviously been like hurt and such. Like there are spears in it or something like that.
We could do that if you want. I think that's some cool like flavor.
Okay, they find the creature
I'll reduce it
gnawing.
by like 20. Reduce it by like 20 hit points down to 73.
Bones with the broken spears of the Suhagen. I can never spell this right off the top of my head. Suhagen, already stabbed into various parts of its shell. Okay. So mechanically, the creature is a Chul, and its HP is reduced by 20. Oh, you know what? Actually, I've got an idea. 15 when the party. No, you know what? 20 is fine. 20 when the party finds it. Reduce the HP by 5 further for each player party number under 4. So it's a bit of balancing. So
I'd probably say 10.
yeah, okay, 10's
Even.
good. So that way it's not like a boss fight, it's more like an elite boss fight almost.
Yeah, this thing is going to hurt. But a good fighter can easily last a turn or two against this thing by himself. But he's also not going to be able to defeat it by himself.
No. So plus 6 to attack, that's average 16 like to hit, which is like most level 3 characters, unless they're like specking into AC specifically. I suppose if a fighter with decent AC takes the dodge action, so like let's just say a fighter has 18 to 20 like AC, and the Chul has to roll twice to hit him each time. Yeah, that's pretty good. Ooh. Chul. Okay, I'm gonna add another thing. They will find the creature distracted, gnawing on some bones. Okay, and I'm gonna add a little note. If the players had cast magic beforehand or possess, let's say 3 magic items within 120 feet of the creature, then the Chul will notice the players.
Yeah, because
immediately.
It can detect magic.
Yeah,
which is an interesting little like extra feature it's got, right? That's like a weird little bonus it has.
So normally, like the players can sneak attack it. The players can have a surprise round against the Chul. So just to make that clear, while it is distracted with the bones. There we go.
Yeah. So it's dangerous, but you'll be able to get a drop on it if you're lucky.
But
and
if you have 3 magic items, which is very possible at this stage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it's just a way of like saying, oh, you guys have like accidentally skipped out on a bunch of magical items, so you may not be as powerful. Have a surprise round on us. Basically.
Yeah. And I think this is a really cool kind of creature to be like, oh, we're dealing with like underwater stuff here, and this is like freaky.
Oh, I really like this creature. I do really like the Chul idea and like how we're handling it.
Ooh. Yeah. Because like, yeah, a giant walrus would have been cool, all that, but I just noticed this guy. I'm like, wait a second, I recognize that name.
Chuls. Did Did I have a Chul mini? I don't think I did, but like, did you have one? Because I swear I've
Um,
seen one somewhere.
yeah,
Because the
it's
name sounds super
possible.
familiar.
I think maybe one of our other DM friends might have had one,
Yeah, it's just,
or maybe I had one at one point and not anymore.
I'm just,
Because yes, yeah,
yeah, it's really cool. I love it. So, oh, hang on. You know what? Gonna make this proper. Uh, Death
Death
Vice.
Vice.
There we go. Give him a little nameplate and everything. Save settings. Death Vice.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're coming to the end of this episode. I think it's been about an hour.
Oh, that always goes so fast.
I know, right?
But
Like, it's good to be back, and we
yep,
we will definitely do more. And I want you, the viewers, to comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you like about our adventure. Tell us what you'd want to change, what you want to add, suggestions, complaints, anything and everything. We read all our comments at the moment because at the moment there's not many, but we would love to. And isn't that right, Si?
yeah. Direct all your comments straight over to our dear host here.
Yay!
All of them.
All
All
of
the
them.
compliments and all the negative comments as well. All of them.
I do hope if they've gotten to this point of the video that they actually enjoy our stuff. So
Hopefully.
hopefully that's not going to happen. But anyways,
I'll
my
take
name.
constructive criticism. I'll take constructive criticism all the time.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm Freeboots. This is my friend Sai, and we're signing off. Bye bye.
Ciao.